What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Stallone Zone. Now, as promised, we are going to do a review for you. Expendables 2, which is a long time coming. A very long time coming. Now, I knew this movie was going to be great. I loved every single second of this movie. There were certain things that maybe could have improved a little bit, but overall, I was very, very happy with this movie. Now, let's talk about the basic plot, I guess, right up front. We all pretty much know it who have seen it. Don't really need to go too deep into it. At the beginning, they rescue a doctor named Dr. Zoe, who is later returned to China. And in the meantime, they meet up with Arnold Schwarzenegger, rescue him. Head back. On the way back, Jet Li drops off Dr. Zoe via jumping out of a plane with him and parachuting into China. Which, I would have liked to see Jet Li a little bit more in this movie, honestly. But that's the last time you see of him. He does have an awesome fight towards the beginning of the movie, which is pretty sweet. But that's all we see of him. Of course, he'll be back in the next one. But, so he takes off with Dr. Zoe. They come back to New Orleans. Barney, played by Sylvester Stallone, of course, is pretty much forced into a mission for Mr. Church, played by Bruce Willis. They go on this mission to find an item. Now, little do they know what the item is, until they find out it is a computer that has the location of 5 tons of refined plutonium, which the villain, Jean-Claude Van Damme, wants to sell to the highest bidder. Very ruthless villain. Ends up killing one of the Expendables, played by Liam Hemsworth, and taking the device, and it becomes then a search and rescue mission, pretty much, and a revenge movie. Search and rescue, well, rescue the people in the mine, and search for the plutonium, and kill Van Damme all at once, which of course in the end ends up happening. That was a very fast overview of the movie. I really want to talk about the cast of characters in the movie. Of course, Sly is back, he's awesome. Jason Statham, pretty much a staple in the movie, pretty much plays the same characters he did in the last movie, was really good. Definitely the main antagonist for Scott Adkins. I liked that back and forth between them two, and the ultimate end fight with Scott Adkins and Jason Statham was pretty freaking sweet. As we know, Scott Adkins gets its head through a propeller at the back of the plane, so that was pretty sweet. Dolph Lundgren's role, I liked Dolph Lundgren's role in this movie. It was more expanded, it was funnier, he had a lot more screen time, and I felt, I didn't feel like he was the brunt of the jokes. I thought that that was just kind of his role, kind of the clown, kind of the funny guy, even though he is an ultimate badass, but he was funnier in this movie, and I liked the role. I liked that he came back and they expanded his role, so I was happy with Dolph Lundgren. I had no problem with him. Jet Li, of course, wasn't there very long. Chuck Norris came in, nice little cameo. He was only in the movie for a few minutes. He was in the middle part of the movie where he comes in and saves the team. Actually says a Chuck Norris joke, which I thought was pretty funny. Comes in at the end and helps the team again. Great to see Chuck Norris back on the big screen in an action movie. Loved his role. I don't think he needed a bigger role in the movie, really. His role was basically cameo role, and that's his role, and I was happy with it. Terry Crews, the same old Terry Crews. Really has nothing changed there. Again, liked him in the movie. Randy Couture, I thought was a little better in this movie. I thought his acting improved a little bit. The last one, he was kind of the weak link, I felt. But I think he stepped it up a little bit more in this movie, and I liked him in this movie. Liam Hemsworth played Billy, the newest member of the team that actually gets killed by Van Damme. I liked Liam Hemsworth. I had no problem with him. I thought he played his part very well. I felt sorry for him when he died, and I was happy in the end when Sly kills Van Damme and basically takes revenge for Billy. I thought it worked well. I liked it. Let's talk about Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Their roles are a little bit more advanced, a little bit more screen time for both, especially at the end when you see all three, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Willis, all fighting together at the end was awesome. That part was amazing and awesome for me. The villain, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Well, before we talk about Jean-Claude, let's talk about Maggie Chan, played by Yunnan. I forgot about her. She was sent to go with the Expendables by Mr. Church. He sent her with because she was specialized in the stuff that they were picking up. So she was sent with. She was pretty much a technical expert, I think, is what she was. But she was sent with. I don't know. She was okay. Maggie Chan for me. I didn't love her. I didn't hate her. She was just kind of meh. So she didn't do bad. She didn't do good. She was just kind of there. I didn't really get into her character that much. She did kind of have a thing for Sly somewhat through the movie, but nothing really ever came of it. But yeah, she was just kind of there. Didn't love her, didn't hate her. But Jean-Claude Van Damme as the villain stole the show. He was absolutely amazing while he was on screen. Now, I would have liked to seen him for another 10, 15 more minutes. I would have liked to seen some more fight scenes with him. But what we got was fun. His role was just bumped up a little bit over cameo. He had a little bit more screen time than some of the other guys as the main villain. He should. Now, the end fight, people did complain about it a little bit. They would have liked to seen it go on longer. I disagree. I think that the fight scene was perfect. It was meant to be a fast, brutal, awesome fight between two great icons. I don't think it should have gone on that longer. The only thing I would have liked to seen is a little bit more back and forth. I thought that Sylvester Stallone, Barney's character, really had a one-up on Vilain, even though we got to see Jean-Claude do the helicopter kicks and stuff like that. He really didn't do too much else. Van Damme pretty much got his ass kicked by Sly. So I would have liked to kind of seen a little bit more balance, but what we got was fine. I was happy with it, and it turned out to be all right. I was happy with the pace of the comedy in this movie. It was a little funnier, and I liked that. I liked it was a little bit more humorous. And, you know, these movies don't take themselves too seriously at this point, you know, and they shouldn't. It's, you know, it's basically a buddy-buddy movie between all these guys, and it should have some humor in it, and I thought the humor worked really well. The only line I really didn't like was Arnold Schwarzenegger's, "Who was next? Rambo?" That line I felt was a little forced. They pushed it a little bit with that. A couple times you felt maybe a little pushed by Arnold, but overall I loved it. I thought the action was awesome. There was a lot more action than the first movie, especially towards the beginning. Action scene was awesome. No shaky cam. They got rid of that. I was happy with that. I thought Simon West did an awesome job. The special effects were good. There was some CGI, but it didn't bother me. In the first one, I thought the CGI got a little out of control at some point in times, but I thought it did very well in this movie, and it looked very nice. So overall, I had no problem with the Expendables 2. I loved the movie. I knew I would. I can't wait for Expendables 3. I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. Was it as good as the first Expendables? I don't think it was as good as the first one, just because the nostalgia was there for the first one. And I don't think it was as big a novelty as the first one, but it was very, very close to as good. I would say the director's cut of the Expendables is probably better than the Expendables 2, but the Expendables 2 is better than the theatrical cut of the Expendables, in my opinion. So, you know, it's hit or miss. They're both very, very good. There is going to be a Expendables 3 because this movie was more successful than the Expendables. Unlike I've seen in some people's reviews where they said it didn't do as well. It's quite frankly not the case. The Expendables made $274,500,000 about worldwide. The Expendables 2 made about $312,500,000 worldwide. So much more money. Now it cost about $20 million more to make, but in the end it made more. That it just did. Sorry, critics of Expendables 2. It made more money than the first. And it was great. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I've seen it going on probably 20 times. It was great to see Sly on the big screen yet again with a great cast of characters. And I loved it. I loved the movie. So yeah, give it a 9 out of 10. It was a kind of short, fast, and to-the-point review. I wanted to do that. I don't want to drag my reviews on and on and on and on like some people do, where you're just sitting there for an hour and a half going, oh my God, is it going to be done soon? I want to make sure that these reviews are easy for the viewer to watch. So, but yeah, overall, it was an awesome movie. I loved it, and it's good to be back doing reviews with you guys. Probably the next one that I'll probably talk about is probably Bullet to the Head. I really liked Bullet to the Head. I thought it was a fun action movie. I don't know why it got shit on so much by critics. Well, critics, I don't believe the critics half of the time anyway. But a lot of people bashed it, and I'm going to defend that movie. I think it was a fun action movie, and we'll talk about that one next in the future, after Thanksgiving sometime. But happy Thanksgiving to all the viewers out there of the Stallone Zone, and we got big things coming at the end of this year and the beginning of next year. So we'll see you guys real soon. Take it easy. Take care. Keep it tuned right here to the Stallone Zone.